Hurt playing Overwatch. That's the episode for today in
Yeah, that's a
2026.
question.
Yeah,
Good
because I'm actually
question.
curious. I'm actually curious if it's
Mm-hmm.
if it is weighted these days because it's
Yeah.
it is a game that's been out for a while, and I know they've had a lot of iterations and changes and all that kind of
Sure.
stuff. So it's gonna be interesting to hear how it's going this
And
year.
we're getting to that. We are live, my friend.
I know we are live. Hello
Nice.
and welcome to That Beautiful Life. This is episode 287. I think. Am I right? Roger. I think it's 287. I think that's what I put in the show notes.
Could be.
If it's not 287, it's whatever I wrote there. But anyway, the point is, my name is Chris Campbell, standing here in the beautiful Red in the United Kingdom, talking to the beautiful Roger Bergstrom, all the way in Stockholm, Sweden. How are you doing, Raj?
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's finally starting to catch up also here when it comes to better spring weather, some warm weather. Especially yesterday was good. It was a bit colder today, but it's we're getting there. I can see the trees and everything that it wants to pop out, like the leaves and everything. So we're getting there. It's a good time in many ways. Yeah, I would say half week as we are, like Wednesday. Bit tired. We're getting to that soon. What we're doing. I am in a very monotonic way of doing work and things right now. It's been ongoing for some time, and it's gonna be going on for some time. But we're getting to that in a second. But yeah, I think overall pretty good. What about
Pretty
you?
good. It's been good. I mean, it's my last week of this week is my last week of paternity leave, so I'm gonna be back to the office next week. I don't want it.
That's
I'm back out on the grind.
Yeah, you get
week.
used to it fast, don't you?
Yeah, I am enjoying being at home and getting up late and taking my daughter for walks and dropping Ty off in the morning and picking him up in the afternoon. I actually like the whole routine of like dropping Ty off and picking him up. Like I love that routine. It's like that whole sort of in the flow of things, being able to see my kids like when they come home and
that's nice.
It's nice, and I know once I'm back in the like work grind, my time with seeing them is like gonna be cut down because I get in at 6, I leave at 7. It's we see each other like sort of like brief moments, and then the day goes by. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. I've been enjoying the time. I mean, I've been trying to catch up on a lot of rest because when I'm in the office, I don't get a lot of rest. I'm usually just going. Sometimes I'm in the office some days and I can just feel myself glazing over. I'm like, wow. The worst thing is when you're in a meeting and you can feel like, oh, I feel so tired. I feel like I could sleep. There was one meeting I was in. I remember this was like my first month working there. And I'm in this meeting and they're talking about something. I can't remember what the meeting was about. I think it had to do with something with environmental stuff or whatever have you. And we were talking about like this campaign that we wanted to do. And they're having this conversation about it, and it's going on and on. It's like dragging on. And I just started to feel like my eyes doing this. And I've got that day I had my glasses on. And the good thing when you have your glasses on, depending on the angle that you're sitting, the light reflects. So it was reflecting a bit in it. And I could see how I looked in the camera on Teams. So I'm like, I don't look like I'm sleeping on myself, but I am. So let me see how I can sort of finesse this so that no one figures it out. I don't think anyone figured it out, but bloody hell, I don't like meetings just before lunch. Let's put it that way. After lunch, I'm a bit better because I've eaten and I've had a walk. I take a lunchtime walk and that helps. But before lunch, like that little window of time between 10 and 11, I hate those meetings. Those are awful, awful meetings. But yeah. It's been nice. I actually came back from a walk with Emmy and my sister. So we and Ty. I almost forgot Ty in the walk. He was there as well. And we just had a nice walk. We went to this nice park near the university. It was just really nice, and flowers and all this sort of stuff. And
cool.
Super peaceful. People were just sitting there reading books and laying in the grass and all that kind of stuff. It was like really nice.
Oh, that's nice.
And Ty was running around climbing trees and doing his own thing. And Emmy was like strapped to me, so she's like in sleepy mode, and me and my sister we just walking and talking, man. It's been a while since I've actually like hung out with my sister in that kind of way, like us just chatting about the old days when we were kids and our future plans and all this whole stuff. It was just nice, really nice to just sort of sit and talk to each other. Like I was talking to about learning Polish, which is something I've been doing. I've been on Duolingo learning my Polski, And I was just talking to her about that and how that's been
Mm.
going and so forth, and my plans for like learning more and improving my Polish and all that kind of stuff. And it's been good. It's been a nice old time. I think earlier today, we went to the GP for Emmy. She had to get checked for some stuff.
Hmm.
She's
Okay.
all fine. Just baby
Mm.
doing baby things.
Mm.
And yeah, it's honestly really, really chill. I like being home with my family. I like seeing them on a day to day. Um, yeah, it's just nice. It's nice to have that. And yeah, I am not looking forward to going back to the office, but I do need to put food on the table and take care of my family. So I will be back out to the
Sure.
office next week in full swing, doing what
Full
I gotta do.
strength. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I gotta just sort of like just grit my teeth and just go in there and
Yeah.
and get it done.
Yeah, I
So
guess it's mostly getting the first maybe 1 2 days done,
yeah.
so to say. So get
Mhm.
into it again and the routine of early mornings and all that stuff. But yeah,
Yeah, getting
it's a
up,
thing.
getting the train, reaching into Newbury, blah blah blah,
Yeah.
blah blah blah. Doing that, it's gonna be not fun. I can say that much. But
It's interesting this. I mean, if we think about the society, I don't know where I read it or heard about it, but it was mostly about how we have built like our society around work and
Mhm,
also the kind of most people,
mhm,
even though it has changed throughout the years. When your parents, my parents, and their parents, like grew up and they started to work, it was very maybe 90% or 95% of them were working like
mhm,
these 8 hours days, right? It was
yeah,
very set
mhm,
from 8 to 5 or whatever have you, something like that.
yeah,
That has changed, of course, due to there are many more jobs now that are available, like different kinds of jobs,
mhm,
uh, but even so, that's like the norm still,
mhm,
and I can see that also, especially here in Sweden. It has shifted a bit when it comes to vacation, but if you talk vacation during the summer,
mhm.
it's still like July. The month of July here in Sweden is like most people are away, like from work, and like 4 or 5 weeks, it's just they're gone.
Take your holiday.
So
Take your holiday.
yeah,
I'm looking forward to taking some holiday this year
yeah, of
myself.
course. I mean, it's important, but what I'm trying to say is that it's like yeah, it's interesting when you're in that ecosystem
Mhm.
because it's like it's this wheel that goes around like this.
It's
And
constant.
yes, and I mean, I'm not sure if people deal with this very different. It depends, of course, on what kind of job you have. I mean, how much you actually enjoy your work, right?
That has a
So
part to play in it as well. Yeah,
so it's yeah, but it's interesting.
it is. It
I guess
is.
most people, if you ask, I would say 80 90% of the people you ask, if you could, like, if they could choose to be more home or be more effective and maybe work less, of course they would choose to work less.
Mhm,
I mean, quality of life, and as you said, spending time with your beloved ones, your family and whatnot. I mean, that's the top of the list for most people. Sure, especially in your younger years, also you evaluate or the career and the position you might have is more valuable. You think more of a bit of a more narrow perspective.
mhm.
Maybe you don't have a responsibility for having a family like kids and everything, so you are more focused on your look at me, I'm doing a great job, I'm good, yeah, yeah, and you try to climb that ladder.
Mhm,
And I don't say it's nothing wrong with that. It's just different kind of stages in your life, I think.
mhm.
So but even so, it's yeah, it's interesting
I
when you
think
think
I
about
think
it.
to a certain extent there's like you went back to like let's say our parents and so forth. I think there's nowadays there's less of a work life sort of dynamic, and that actually
Yes.
leads me to something that I actually purchased recently. Actually, I bought
Ooh,
this
you've been
book.
buying something.
I bought a book.
Okay.
I've got nappies in my bag and wet wipes
Yeah,
because
of course.
I gotta
Always
carry.
ready. Yeah.
I was ready. But yeah, this book I bought this book recently. Wanna focus on the book, not me.
Come in a bit and hold and see. No, why doesn't it want to? Now
Maybe
I
if I
can't.
step
It was
back.
some. Yeah, now start with Y, I think it
Yeah,
says, doesn't
that's
it?
it. Start with why.
Mm,
by Simon Sinek. I heard a
okay.
TED talk from him, and he was talking
Hmm.
about work-life balance, and it shouldn't be a balance. It should be sort of like a, just an eco, sort of like a because what the ways he worded it, it was like a balance is when you have two opposing forces, and work and
Yes.
life shouldn't be opposing forces. They should be a part
Yeah.
of
True.
of your existence. They should sort of coexist. They should be cohesive. And a lot of jobs, it's a balance. You are trying to balance work and life, and for a lot of people, it's they're failing. They're not doing it properly, and so unfortunately, um, fortunately, people are struggling with regards to that
Yeah.
kind of stuff, and that then has to do with management, it has to do with companies, it has to do with structure and all that kind of stuff.
Mm.
Because this guy, he has multiple businesses and stuff like that, and he was talking about how they did it in their businesses to make sure that they retain staff and were able to grow, and they did all the stuff that businesses do, grow and do well and all that kind of stuff and become profitable. But it did it in a proper way, because every time you have employees that leave a business or a job because they're disgruntled or whatever have you, you go through a whole process of searching for a new employee, training that new
Yeah.
employee, and all that kind of stuff. And that costs money, that costs
Mm.
time, that costs
Mm.
productivity. There's a lot that goes with that. So if you're able to retain the staff that you have, train them well, keep them happy, keep them motivated to work for you, then at that point in time you're able to grow as a business and
Right.
flourish and so forth. So um, reading this book, pretty good, actually pretty
Yeah,
good.
no, it sounds interesting.
Um,
It's interesting way of looking at it, and I think it sounds like a healthy perspective.
mhm,
I mean, of course, you have more leverage or possibility to do that if you're uh, It depends on what job you have. Also,
mhm,
of course, what position you have, and if it's something you can steer around a bit, or if
mhm.
it's something that is very set, written into stone, meaning you are just one of those small cogwheels. Well, then you don't have so much to say, and maybe it's not even well paid. Then
Yes.
that makes it even worse, right?
Hmm.
Because then you, even though you work a lot, it's not really giving so much back to you. So
Yeah.
it's but that it's always well, let's use the name or the word balance then, at least within the actual work, I would
Hmm.
say. We've talked about this before. I mean, how much do I put in? How much do I get back? And when
Yeah.
I say get back, I'm not only thinking about, because I don't make so much money now,
Hmm.
apparently, also having my own business, and
Hmm.
also kind of started up something new within the new, which is like, hello, what am I doing? But at the same time, it's something that I am passionate about, and
Yes.
something I really, really enjoy, and I want to also believe that I'm quite good at it. So it's like, it's kind of a balance between the input output thing, and what makes me feel good.
Hmm.
And because if you don't feel good about something, of course it can be many reasons for that, but then it's going to be harder also to motivate yourself to continue and to enjoy it, and the day's gonna feel very long and everything. And if I can, I don't want to get into that.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, as I said, I have been fortunate. I mean, as you know, I worked early on as a musician, and
Hmm.
I did that professionally for so long time.
Hmm.
And in between, I had like a normal job, whatever that
Hmm.
is, working at the airport. And don't get me wrong, I had the good 2.5 years there, but at the same time, I came to a point where I started to feel that,
It was a
well,
stream.
if yeah, it's like, I can't do this for a long time.
Yeah.
It's not good for me. I started to feel not depressed, but like not that great,
Hmm.
and also tired, like all the time.
Yeah.
Tired. I mean, it was extreme due to the working times,
Hmm.
but it can be hard just working normal hours, going 9 to 5, whatever have you, and do that 5 times a week, whatever. But it's yeah, it's not that easy. So that book, it sounded interesting. I think
Yeah.
it might,
It's a good read. It's something. I think most of
have you
today's.
started reading it, or
Yes, I
have
have.
you?
I have. I've not made much progress because I've been busy with the baby and stuff. But I have started it. When I'm finished, I'll give more feedback on it. But it might be my suggestion for the week, because I have not been playing much anything new this week that
Yeah,
I
right.
to talk about.
Yeah,
By
that's
the way,
good.
hi Nalu. By the way,
Yeah, hey, Nalu, hi.
but yeah, I think generally the having that balance, like just to go back to the original point you made about, like, with our parents and so forth and their generation, they had that was also a point in time where, like, I remember when I was a kid, my dad worked and my mom was at home when I was really
Yes.
young, so when I came in from school, mom was there,
Yeah.
and it wasn't like mom was there but she was tired because she had a long day. She was there and she was engaged. So, like, when I was doing my homework, she was helping with the homework, she was
Mm.
picking up from school or doing what and what and so forth. So only when, as I got older, then it was both my parents were working sort of situation. But when I was a kid, one parent worked and the other parent was there full time.
It was
Nowadays, you
same
don't have
same
that.
to say for me. Exactly the same thing. Yeah.
Exactly. But nowadays, you don't have that. All parents are working. The
No.
kids come home sometimes when the parents aren't home, or they come home and the parent is home, but they're tired because they've had a long day, and it's not the same, I think, as it was in the past. And I
No, it's not. It's true. And I mean, as you say, the gap is bigger because then it was very common. And
yeah.
it didn't mean that you were super wealthy or anything.
Hmm.
It was very just the kind of normal thing
Yeah.
in many ways. Then you might argue and say, but yeah, but now we also have more equal terms and,
Hmm.
women can get their careers and work. Yeah, great. There has been huge improvements
Hmm.
in that field. But what we're talking about here is the possibility,
Hmm.
if
If one wants to
possible and
stay, and
if wanted, right?
yeah, because, like, I
And
could I could see in a way
because I just
where.
want to say
Mhm.
nowadays the gap is bigger because now you have to have more money to even
Yes.
carry that
You
thing.
need to. You have to have that too. Whereas I could see it in a way where nowadays, if it was similar or equal to how it was back then, the dad could be home and the mom could be working. If
Yes,
it was
yes.
equal in that way, because then there's a parent home raising the kids and there's a parent who's working. Because I knew of families who had it that way, where the mom made more
Yes.
money, she had a better career or whatever have you, she had a better educational background, and she worked and the dad was home.
Yes.
But nowadays it just feels like that's more and more becoming more and more difficult to do, where you have to have both parents working just to be able to raise a family, because if you're just
Mm.
a individual just living on your own, you could probably manage, you don't really need that.
Yes.
But the average, and I say that on average, because there are people who out there who have a lot of money and make a lot of money, and so forth, and they don't have those sort of things to think about. But the
Mm.
average person, which is the majority, the 99% out there, because you have the top
Mm.
1% who don't have to think about these kind of things. But the 99% out there who get up in the morning, go to work, do their job, come home, and have to figure things out. It's becoming more and more of a challenge to do that.
Mm.
To do that. That's by design. Okay. But yeah, that's
Yeah, that's by design.
that's essentially it. That's essentially
Yeah.
our point, I guess. Generally, it's been a pretty decent week, and to go back to the point, was it was just me sort of um thinking about how I'm going back to work next week, and I'm not looking forward to it because I am enjoying spending time with my family. So, um, that's the original point where we got, but we sort of slid into why and how we think about things and so forth. I should be excited to go back out to it, but I'm not. So, yeah, that's essentially it. Rog, you on the other hand are working, as you've made it clear, and you're doing something you love
Yeah.
doing, which is something that it brings me great joy to know that you are doing something that you enjoy doing. Because when we talk about it, I can get that sort of feeling of happiness and joy you get from that work, even if sometimes it might be a bit strenuous, and
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're busy trying to finish some music, or you're working on a video or whatever have you and so forth. You're doing stuff that you enjoy doing, and
Mm.
it brings me joy. So tell me about the joy you've been having this past week.
Well, I think the joy foremost have been actually the performance part of the music
Hmm.
thing, because I we've had rehearsals with Capital 59 one,
Hmm.
because we are entering this music band contest on
Hmm.
Tuesday next week. So we have prepared 5 songs, and we're gonna play tomorrow. We're gonna rehearse tomorrow evening. So that's the last rehearsal. So that's fun. And also, as I told you, this new, like, I do this because it's not new. I mean, it's the same bass player, Gunnar, and Janne, who was a member before, playing the keyboard. So we have this trio, a project, and started to fire things up when it comes to that. And we had a rehearsal on Thursday, the day after we had podcast last week.
Mm-hmm.
And that was also fun. We are going pretty far with that music. We're stretching it pretty hard. It's quite crazy sometimes. I love it because that's fun. It becomes progressive and it starts to also challenge you, in many ways. So that's that. When it comes to the other part, what I'm doing at home, I haven't done music since I have, but not much since I ended this horror music album. Because what I'm doing now, and that's the tedious part I was kind of pointing towards, is exporting all these stems. All the channels has to be, delivered separate and also together in groups, and some sound design regarding that. And it takes such a long time. And I actually did a mistake the other day. Typical when you wake up, it was on Tuesday. And, throughout this process of making this album, I've had different versions of the same music. For example, usually it was like maybe 2 versions of the same track. So it's usually labeled V1.1 or V1.2, V1, etc. And since it's 12 and I've been back and forth, and I was just tired Tuesday morning, put up the project, started to export stems. And then when I double check, because then I pull all the stems into a project and put the main mix on top. So I listen, like, is it all there? Is it like, does it sound the same? The length of all these stems thing. Hold on. Oh, I muted myself when I did it. Yeah. So, but then I realized after some time, wait, there's something wrong here. I don't recognize the like the mid and the end. And then I started to think, have I been doing like the wrong version? And yeah, that was, long story short, that was the case. It was a whole day of work, totally spoiled. So I had to restart this morning doing the same thing, but obviously in the right
right
that
way.
was just a blunder. It was a mistake by me. Very seldom do that, but it happened. So
You're
it was
human.
like, yeah, I'm human. So yeah, so that's where I'm at. So I do, as I told you last week, what I do is that I apparently here in front of you, this is my gaming setup, and to the left is where I do music and all that stuff with the Mac computer. So I go back and forth. I have the office chair like on wheels. I go like this and I start a new like rendering and exporting files, and then I go here for a couple of minutes and do some stuff, and then over there and come back here, maybe make a thumbnail for an upcoming video, and then back. And it's like skating here. So I think I'm gonna wear out the floor here. I'm not kidding you, because I in my head I did some math. I was thinking, okay, 12 tracks. And it's this many like folders that I have to fill with all these stems. It's gonna be like 1,500 stems or something. So I was like, oh my God, my floor is gonna, it's gonna be, yeah, I have to do something about it, put a mat or something here. But either way, so that's been mainly my week. So it's been a bit monotonic, but
No, that's not your whole week. There's something else that
no,
you're
it's not.
missing.
Oh,
There's
oh my
something
God.
else you're missing. You can't be missing that, Raj. You can't be missing that. I'm gonna call your missus. I'm gonna call your missus.
Thank you for the cue right there. That was like, how could I? But this just shows how deep I am into this part of the work. It's like this. I am in a square right now. And of course, you're talking about Friday.
Yes.
Annalie had her birthday. We gave her some things. One of them was this beautiful tasting. It was really good tasting port wine bottle. We haven't had that in a while. And also, of course, we took her to dinner because we went to the movies after that. So we were at this German beer house, which is ate typical traditional like German rustic food, and it was great. We had a great evening. The weather was fine, and we were at this same movies theater that I talked about a couple of weeks ago. But then Isaac wasn't with us because he had his movie project filming and everything. But it was nice to be there also with him, and it was this. I think it was a good concept they have. It's like a secret cinema. You don't know what they're gonna
Ooh.
show, so you just buy a ticket and then
You
yeah,
watch whatever's there.
yeah, exactly. So it was an old movie with Ethan Hawke when he was quite young. He's traveling with the train and meet this girl. Don't remember the name of the other of the actress, but either way, we were there watching it and everything. So it was nice. So that was, yeah, exactly. How could I? I almost forgot that. It's horrible.
Nah, it
Horrible.
happens. It happens, bro. It totally happens. Because you know what? You were talking, and I was just thinking to myself, wasn't there something that happened last week? Didn't Andy have a birthday? And then I started thinking to
Look
myself,
at that.
you haven't mentioned it. So I'm like, was it the week
Yeah.
before? Like, I start thinking, am I going crazy?
Yeah, because she said when we were on the subway, yeah, by the way, I got a greetings from Q. Oh, good. Yeah, nice. So I know you know, or you
yes.
knew. So it should be still in my head, but as I said, I've been living very day by day now.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Yeah,
It
okay, there
happens.
we
It
go.
happens. That's the thing. I'm sure there's stuff I forgot about my week that I have not
It
mentioned.
could be so.
There's definitely something or the other that
But
happened.
at least there hasn't been a family birthday or something, right? No.
I would hope not. I forgot Chris's birthday
I
though.
would hope not.
I forgot Chris's birthday. Chris messaged me to tell
Oh
me.
yeah, thanks to Facebook I saw it. Otherwise,
I didn't check Facebook, so I didn't know. And then I was just messaging him like a normal message. I was like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, something. He's like, oh, you've never forgotten my birthday before, some of the sort. I was like, oh, crap. I did forget. I was like, I am so sorry. I don't have Facebook. I have to find a way to take all of the people that are important to me on Facebook, their birthdays, and put it in my regular calendar and just have a birthday calendar on my phone, because I don't check Facebook that often anymore.
No, but it's the same. It's just actually that's a very good idea you have right there. And there's another problem. I don't know. I mean, I am on Facebook like every other day actually, because there's some things I'm reading there. But it doesn't mean that I get notifications for everyone having their birthday, which is kind of annoying. I mean, we're friends and everything, but then I see another friend that has been sending a message to this guy, and
then you realize, oh wait, there's a birthday going on and I have no idea about this. To be honest, Facebook has gotten quite it's become more of a platform where people get in like news or other information or buy stuff, more so than a social place that people actually socialize. Because I think that most of the people that I know, I don't think they socialize on Facebook anymore. Most of the people I know on Instagram, they'd message you on Instagram, they'd share something on Instagram to you, and that's kind of how they socialize. But most people I know don't socialize on Facebook anymore. It's just a place that
it has changed.
Yeah, it has. It has changed a lot. It has become something that is it's a different platform, and it is what it is. But when I find out this way to migrate my entire Facebook calendar of birthdays off of it, I'll let you know. I don't want to do it manually. Nalu says tisk.
This is a kind of a bulk download thing, preferably.
Yeah. To be frank, there's not a lot of people on Facebook that I really need to have their birthdays, because I don't. A lot of people on Facebook I don't interact with anymore, in the sense like our relationship is sort of acquaintance-ish, not really like I would call them on their birthday. But there are a few. There are a few people that I would want to call on their birthday, want to check in and say, hey man, happy birthday, how are you doing? That kind of stuff, or send a text message or something of the sort. So so I will have to do that, because as I said, Chris reminded me that I forgot his birthday, which I felt really bad about. But
it's funny.
And that shows how much Facebook had become a part of our lives in the past, because it was a place that we were so ingrained in a sort of social manner, where we would be on there chatting with each other, sharing posts, doing a lot of stuff that we now use Discord for, or Instagram, or whatever have you. Just today, a friend messaged me to invite me to a Discord group, and the name of the Discord group was this chat that we were in on Twitter. So we were a part of this group chat on Twitter with a few other mates, and the name of the name of the Discord group he invited me to was the same name. And I was like,
okay.
I was like, oh, so you guys moved it over, because I haven't been on Twitter in ages. And he was like, yeah, the guys finally realized they finally made a decision that, look, it's not working on Twitter, and they've moved it to Discord. So I was like, okay, I could finally join the conversation. Because I am not back. I only go on Twitter to check updates on eFootball, and that's it. And then I log back off. So again, a lot of the social media I used to use, I just don't use anymore. and even Discord, I've been thinking about making a change because of the fact that they're now asking you for identification to prove your age to use certain chats or whatever have you, and it's like,
Yeah.
I don't want to have to be giving my ID to people that I don't know, and then Discord got hacked and a bunch of people's IDs got taken, and I was like, like, I don't, and then PlayStation is gonna be doing it too, and it's like, like, stop asking for my data, like, you know, so yeah, I don't know, I think there's this thing I've been seeing a lot though recently. There's apparently this movement that's been happening in Europe where a lot of European countries are trying to find European platforms to host their data that are decentralized, so it's not on all these major platforms that are owned by all these billionaires. So it's like, like alternatives to Discord, alternatives to Instagram, alternatives to this and that and so forth. And I've been thinking about making that switch. I've been thinking, hey, you know what? Maybe I will download some of these apps that these people have been talking about and check it out and see if they're actually any good. Because it would be good to have alternatives in the case that because all of these apps now, it seems like all of them, they're asking for more and more data, more and more, they're becoming more and more invasive. And it's just a sort of thing where you start thinking, do I really want to be handing over all my data to these sort of places? Because most of them get hacked, and then all of your data ends up on the black web, and then you find out someone's opened a credit card in your name in some place, and your credit score gets ruined, which that has happened to my missus. So it's sort of a thing where it's like, a card shows up at our house, and I'm like, oh, Alex's card. When did she get a card with this bank? Oh, well, I'll just leave it there. No worries. And then when she comes back home, I'm like, oh, your bank card arrived. And she's like, what bank card? And she checked and she's like, I didn't open this account, And I was like,
I remember that. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff, people's data getting leaked, it worries me. So I'm considering these things, it's all these thingamabobs, things that we moving around and all that kind of stuff. So social network wise, I am trying to diversify my social networking thing. Now it says your problem is the UK government is about the ID. The UK government is one part of it, but they're not the only part of it. There's a company called Palantir. I think you should look into that company. They are a big part of this whole surveillance thing, and it's not just the UK, it's global, because they're not pushing it just in the UK. Yes, it's happening here, like here's like the testing spot, but it's happening everywhere else as well. And when you have these big, massive, multi-billion-dollar companies that their motive for doing these things isn't for people, but for their bottom line, it's for their profit, it's for their dollar. It's not helping us. I would much rather it's people who actually care about me and than just some billionaire who's his only reason for wanting to do something is to line his pocket with more money, because then at the end of the day, I'm just a product. And that's what we've all become for the most part, is more subscriptions, more not owning things. I went to buy a hard drive this week. Hard drives you can't afford a hard drive now. It's a hard drive. A hard drive is like, I think
it can be expensive. It goes a bit up and down.
No, it is really expensive now. I don't know what it's in Sweden right now, but here in the UK, I think a 2 terabyte drive used to be about, say, I think you'd probably spend about 50 something quid. Now it's over 100 and something, so it's almost 3 times the price for a 2 terabyte drive.
Oh, okay, it has gone up again.
That's not, to me, it's just that's really hard pill to swallow. But I need more drives, because the thing is that I have a lot of data that I have in cloud spaces, like OneDrive and all this sort of stuff. And unlike you guys have a NAS. I don't have one. Well, I do have a NAS, but it's not set up. But I want to pull my data from the cloud and start storing it on local drive, so that when I do inevitably cancel these subscriptions, which I want to cancel because I have Google Drive and I have OneDrive, I need to cancel one. They're both, right now, I think I pay 100 and something for each annually.
Yeah.
But that adds up, and they're gonna raise their prices. They always do. It will become probably double, triple that at some point or the other. So I do need to cancel one this year, and it's gonna be OneDrive, just to be clear. I think it is. Maybe Google Drive, who knows? But I'm gonna cancel one, and because I'm gonna cancel one, I need to move all my data that's on it. And most of the data I have on it, I mainly just use that for like storing, like, films and videos and stuff I just have. But I need to have something to store it, and so Yeah, I need to
Look
get.
into, I mean, you know Dropbox, of course, because I use Dropbox quite some.
Hmm.
Besides the NAS and some external hard drives, I try to,
How much is
when I'm
Dropbox?
done with all this like work with this album, I'm gonna start to clean things up a bit and separate
Hmm.
different things, so to say, when it comes to what it's related to.
Hmm.
But I think Dropbox works well, and they have a pretty good plan.
Hmm.
Not too expensive, but for me, I mean, it's interesting with Google. All this, they're also pushing it hard. Like when you start to reach the point. Right now, I'm starting to reach my point again.
Hmm.
It's like 84%, and it's like, oh, you need to subscription. You get this thing coming, annotation coming up. A lot of people fall for that. I
Yeah.
mean, it's one thing if you know that you really need it, because it's gonna definitely extend and go further.
Hmm.
But many people don't really need it. They just need to know and exactly how to there are ways to take away information
Yeah.
within Google that can definitely boop, bring it down to
Hmm.
acceptable levels again, and you don't have to buy for a subscription.
Hmm.
I do that every like third, 4 month. I
Hmm.
have, and it works.
Yeah. Mm.
I found this video that really went through. I mean, it's no magic, it's nothing weird. It's just that you have to think about certain procedures where you have to take away stuff that's just lying there taking place, and it was a really good. I think, I hope I saved the video. He's making a walkthrough,
I think it's something to
showing.
share. I think it's definitely something to share.
Yeah,
If whenever you find it, send it to me and I'll share it in the comments or
yeah.
something.
I mean,
But
might be things or maybe not. But for me, it has helped me like every year,
mhm.
because I reached that point. Oh, like, yeah, I'm getting close to the 100%, but not. Yeah, yeah,
It's not a
whatever.
thing.
We'll
My
see.
missus is slandering me, saying that I won't set it up. I will someday. I will set that NAS up. Um,
Yeah, you have to. Yeah, they're not. No, Alex, it's good. Hi, by the way. It's good. Definitely put up the NAS. Try to make it work. It's really good. What I do mainly, for me, there are some music stuff there, but I have mainly moved over like the gaming stuff I've been doing throughout
Mhm.
the years, like some things just for nostalgia, to be
Mhm.
honest. But and we have our different folders, like the family and everything. It works really good.
Yeah,
So yeah,
I
it's
need to do it. I
worth
need
it.
to do it. I
I
did
also
plan to.
I
Mhm.
want to say something just to Alex, between you and me, Alex. I sent you a message this afternoon. I'm not sure if you've seen it.
You did.
You can check it out later.
Is it a message like, "Oh, we're gonna buy Q a new like expensive
Ferrari. No.
Ferrari?" Yes.
No,
Oh,
unfortunately, no. It's nothing fancy at all. But I just sent it on, what's it, Messenger, I think.
Alex, check your
We
phone,
can talk
woman.
about that later. It's
Check your
not a big thing,
phone,
but
woman.
if something related to what we talked about last week has to do with Poland.
Oh
Anyway, I
yes,
was
that is true. I remember that. Okay, cool,
yeah.
brilliant. Right. So
Yeah, moving on.
we've got a topic of the week. The primary topic of the week, which is Overwatch.
Oh yeah.
Is it
Ooh.
worth playing Overwatch in 2026? Which this game has had so many changes. It started off as a game that you paid a full price for. Then they canceled the original Overwatch and dropped Overwatch 2, which did not really seem to do too well with the fan base.
Yes.
And then they, from what I understand, they made it free to play, but they rebranded it to Overwatch again.
Mm.
And now, how is Overwatch, Raj? Is it worth your time, your money, your effort? Tell us, how's it going?
Yeah, I mean, it depends on, as always, it depends on what kind of game it's going to be for you. Is this something you're going to play occasionally, or
Hmm.
something you really want to dive into and get good at, and maybe, as you say, also spend money in?
Hmm.
They have done a lot of changes. I've talked about Overwatch before. This was the second time, with kind of a big spread in between the sessions. I
Hmm.
streamed it with some friends the other day,
Hmm.
yesterday, that is. And it's nice to see, though, that they have, yeah, as you said, the rebrand. I mean, it's just called Overwatch again.
Yeah.
Basically took away the number two, which I think is good. But they have been also, added content. I mean, I've been away so long, so for me, there's a lot of new things. But if we just talk about what's new, then they have said that it's going to be 10 new heroes coming into the game now in
Mm-hmm.
2026. I think 5 of them are already in the game.
Mm-hmm.
They also added some new sub roles in the game. It means that it's like that provide this distinct gameplay perks based on specific hero roles. It was at least one game mode also I haven't played before, which has like a uh, I think I described that earlier. It's called Stadium. I'm not going to describe this well though, but you have the possibility to it's like a buy round, if you will. So you can choose either you're good at just putting what you need together for your class, meaning like perks that this is good for me, or there are like packs, set packs, for example, recommended or popular, things like that. If you don't have the energy or time to just think about it too much, but it's pretty cool what they've done so far. I also like some of the new heroes that I've tried out, and they have also added something. I think they talked about the end of match cards. They have this post-game voting system,
Mm-hmm.
and it has returned in a new 3D format. That's not really new, but it has to do with the top performance in the game, allowing player accolades. I've seen some. I mean, one thing that comes up in games like this very often. I got a comment on. I think it was the video I did regarding Overwatch, was this guy that I stopped playing. I didn't like the matchmaking either in Overwatch or in Marvel Rivals.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of asked why was that, but I didn't get an answer. But I think it's interesting because I haven't played a lot of Overwatch. As you
Mm-hmm.
know, I played more Paladins back in the
Yeah.
days. But I have tried out Marvel Rivals. I like the game. I don't play it though, but I think it's a good game. It's a
Mm-hmm.
good competitor or maybe alternative in addition to Overwatch, or maybe cross in between if you're really into those hero shooter genres. As I said, Isaac is playing a lot of Marvel Rivals. But he also said that's the same thing. If you queue up yourself, if you just solo queue in these games, in the beginning it's pretty slick, because it's new, whatever have you. But then when you start to rank up, even though you're just playing like what do you say, quick play,
Mm-hmm.
I started to understand that probably the algorithm kicked in a bit because I got longer wait times
Mm-hmm.
in order for the game to put me together with maybe players with a bit of higher rank and everything. And it started to become a bit more sweaty. So I think the skill-based matchmaking started to kick in. And we can have discussions about that. I've said what I think about this before, but it is a thing, of course,
Mm-hmm.
also here. It can be even so, you start to, then you would think like, oh, it starts to get even matches all the time. But
Mm-hmm.
that's not really the case either. I actually had matches when my team was pretty much dominating the other team. But then it happened also the other way around where I couldn't do much, even though I played well, but just losing.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, the problem may be here, this is just a bit of a philosophical thing, is that when you go in and play a game like this, especially solo queuing, you might have an objective to maybe rank up a certain hero, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or try it out for the first time. But when you do that and you do it for the first time, you maybe not play so well with that character because it's new for you,
Mm-hmm.
and you maybe have a really good opponent team, right? And then you have to decide, okay, this is gonna be hard, and we might lose and everything, but at least I'm gonna have a good time trying out my character. Or you just have to realize, okay, this is gonna get so hard, and I can't take it. I need to get back to a character I can really play well. So it's a bit of counterproductive thing that can happen, clash a bit within that kind of matchmaking. But I don't know. It's a lot of games that kind of suffer a bit from that. What they've done though, which I think is good, because the normal quick play is also when you lock heroes. Like if you choose assault, for example, or damage, that is damage, or and let's say the tank category, you're stuck in that, right? You can't change during the actual match into another character. But they now also have the option to like uh, open, what is it called? I can't remember, but it just simply
Like
means that you
open
can
queue.
change. Yeah, exactly, you can
Mm-hmm.
change during the gameplay. So if I feel like going from one character to another while I'm playing the match, I can do so, and I think that's great. They actually have that also, exactly the same setup in ranked.
Mm-hmm.
So you can choose to play the normal kind of Overwatch quick play where you lock into classes, right? And you don't change during the whole match, or
Hmm.
open so you can change because I didn't feel like going on playing with this character, or maybe my team now, due to the composition of the team, maybe needs me playing as a tank instead, something like that. So I think that's pretty good.
I think
Yeah. So
I think I like the lock in. It reminds me a lot of paladins being locked into the
mm.
character, but at
Yeah,
the
but that's
same
the
time, yeah,
normal. Yeah,
I do like that. But it's nice to have options. I think it's nice
I think so.
to have options because then different people like different things, and sometimes you're playing and maybe you do want to change it up, but at the same time, yeah, I think in my case I'm not as hardcore, so I'm like I've got my character. I don't want to change who she is. I like being out there doing my thing. Don't want to do it. I just want to play my match. This is my main. I don't know how to play anyone else. This is what it is.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, it's really up to you, but that's
mhm,
also why I think it's good that they have done it like this. It
mhm,
gives you more options, basically, and a bit more dynamic, not weather, but changes within the actual gameplay, right?
mhm,
When you play. But back to the game, I think that, I mean, I could go into more things when it comes to the actual. I know that there's a dedicated Nintendo Switch 2 version that is scheduled for season 2.
mhm,
So that is also happening. I think they have done something good overall. It feels like they have been planning it well when it comes to short-term things and solutions, but also for the long term.
mhm,
And I think the numbers can tell. If at least the last time I looked, it has been growing some again. And I can definitely see both returning Overwatch players, coming back to the game because
mhm.
they want to see how it's doing now and how it feels according to the changes
Yeah.
that we have been mentioned, just a few here, not going into depth, but at least something. So is it worth it? I would say definitely. If you like hero shooters, maybe you played the game before, but stopped for some reasons. Maybe you, like me, play other games as well. So then it's definitely worth coming back, trying it out. Because I mean, it's free to play, and it's a how do you say, well designed game
Mhm,
overall. Sure, there's always some meta in there as well. I mean, some characters might be better than others, especially in combination with
mhm.
some. But hey, that's the way it is, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, would I like put my time and soul into a game like this? I no. I am too curious to also play other games,
Mhm,
and also due to the fact that I'm also covering like other games in the genre of FPS and shooter games, I can't really do that. At least not the way I do it now, also having less time to play games overall. Then I have to be more like realistic, and yeah, I have to move a bit back and forth between certain
you have to
titles,
be a bit
and
more
it's
conscious about
flexible. Yeah,
about things.
you know.
Some friends of mine have been trying to get me to play this game called Where Winds Meet or something like that. It's like an MMO, and
Okay.
I looked at the game. It looks great, looks interesting, and all that kind of stuff. But it's an MMO. You need to invest a
Mm.
lot of time to get any progress in. And as I was saying to them, by the way, your mic is amazing. Like when you cough, I hear nothing. Or when you bump into it, I hear nothing. I need to figure out what
Oh,
mic.
good.
You need to give me the name of that mic because it is amazing, absolutely amazing. But that's beyond the point. Yes. Anyway, the point is that as I said to them, I was like, look, if I'm playing a game and that game requires me to be locked in for more than 15 minutes, I don't know if I could play it. I don't know if I could play it
Mm.
consistently. Because the problem is that at some point or the other, someone in my house is going to need me for something. And it could happen at
Yeah.
any point in time. Now, with eFootball, a match is 15 minutes long. So
Exactly.
at the very
Mm.
least, I could pop out before, I could just quit the match and,
Yeah.
it is what it is, which has happened a few times. Or I can at least finish the match in time and then go do the like whatever is needed if it's not like something like urgent. But if it's a game like like something where I have to really lock in and play for a long period of time, maybe 2 hours, 3 hours just to complete a task, no, I can't do it. Can't do it.
No.
Mm-mm.
Exactly. No, you're pointing something out that is it kind of goes along with me as well in
Mm-hmm.
many ways. That's why I mainly game when I'm gaming for to make a video or when I'm streaming.
Yeah.
That's basically it. I don't sit. It's very seldom. I do it once in a while now, like before dinner and everything. When I had stopped for today when it comes to this tedious STEM work I talked about, then I played a bit of Battlefield 6. I went back and just played
Mm-hmm.
half an hour, But that's basically it. I don't. So, for example, also I see you now. You giving me a good tip. I know about this game. New single player game you should check out. It's Pragmata,
I've heard about it
or
too.
Pragmata. Yeah, I know exactly what it is, and I probably will. I probably will. But at the same time, it's hard for me to just sit down and play a long campaign of something too. It's I'm still about to finish Resident Evil Requiem. I haven't done that yet because I just stream and play it once a week, every
Hmm.
Sunday now.
Yeah.
So, but still enjoying that. Definitely awesome game. But yeah.
Hmm.
But I guess that's my the gist of it when it comes to Overwatch. I think it's in a pretty good place.
Hmm.
Going to be interesting, of course, to see how they continue for the rest of the season and seasons, the year that is overall. But they're doing what overall. I think they have done a lot of decisions that has been received well
Hmm.
from quite a big part of the community, if that makes sense. So yeah, it's nice to see. I mean, it's one of those games that has been around also now for some time, and most people know about it. It's unfortunate to see that one of the competitors, well, we mentioned Marvel Rivals that is doing well, but as you know, Paladins is far back now because they stopped quite some time ago when it comes to supporting the game. It doesn't
Yeah.
get much love now, so it's more like maintenance.
Yeah,
But
it's
yeah,
on life support essentially.
yeah,
That being said, just to slide back into what what Nalu mentioned with Pragmata. For those who might be interested in it, the game came out on the 17th of April 2026. It's overwhelmingly
yes,
positive right now on Steam. It's from Capcom, which currently right now there's a Golden Week sale right now for Capcom on Steam. So if you want to pick up any Capcom games like Street Fighter or Dragon's Dogma and so forth, they are on sale right now.
okay, yeah,
Pragmata is not on sale, but it's reasonably priced. It's actually not as expensive as I expected. It's £49.99 here in the UK, £49.99,
okay,
which is not too bad actually for the
no,
standard edition. It does have Xbox and PlayStation support. It is a shooter, single player. It has
yeah,
Steam achievements, Steam cards, closed caption, Steam Cloud, HDR, and family sharing. So it's pretty much everything you need, and it has pretty
that's good.
much all the language support you can want in the world. It seems like pretty much every language is covered, and most of it is fully audio. The only languages that they have that don't have full audio is traditional Chinese, Polish. Damn it to hell! It's screwed. We don't like this game anymore. Okay, so Polish has subtitles but no voice, and Arabic same thing. No subtitles, no voice interface. So Chinese, Polish, and Arabic don't have audio. Come on, man. Polish is popular. Get some voice actors, man. Come on. I want to be. To be honest, I've been thinking about doing stuff like this, like playing games in Polish, so that way I can like practice my
Yeah,
Polish,
that's
absorb
not
it.
a bad idea,
Yeah,
you know?
I've been sticking to my Duolingo, so I need to have more ways to sort of experience my Polishness. So yeah, but anyway, the game is pretty good. It also has Steam Deck support as well, so it's verified as a Steam Deck. I think this is a pretty decent game.
Yes.
I think it looks good. Will I pick it up right now? Probably not, as Roger was saying, because time investment. I mean,
Yeah.
and also it's a new game. It's gonna cost a new game premium. Look, if someone got me a copy of
Mm.
this, I'll probably check it out. But if I bought this myself, that's not happening anytime soon. Also, the main character is not like a waifu character or something that you guys know me. I'm weak for waifus, so yeah, this is just a little girl and a spacesuit guy. So yeah, it's not high on my bucket list, but at some point I'll probably play it. So yeah, is that's
Yeah.
that's the gaming really. More or less, I guess I could say with regards to eFootball, I have been playing eFootball, and I am in my as you guys know, I play tournaments and stuff like that, and I'm currently in the finals for one tournament for one cup. So
Yeah.
we in our eFootball group, I'll just read it out for you guys. We have a Division 1, Division 2 cup, which I am in the semi-finals for. I have to play the second leg of a match to see if I'll be in the finals. I lost the first leg 2-1. I think I could win the second leg, but we will see, because
Yes.
in the Community Cup, which I am in the finals, I lost the first leg 4-3 and then came back and won the second leg 3-1. So that put me in the finals.
Good
That
job.
a
Yeah.
score of 6-5, which was crazy. It was an intense set of matches. And then
I hear.
in Division 2, which I've been in because I got relegated last season. That was not too well for me. I told you guys about how the meta was not working for me. I am currently sitting on top of the table in Division 2. There are people chasing me though. They're very close.
Yeah, that's how it is. You get hunted.
I am being hunted right now on the top of the table. I don't know if I'll finish on top. I might or I might not. I am not very hopeful that or I shouldn't say I'm not very confident that I will remain on top of the table because I've dropped points where I shouldn't have in some matches that I should. But currently right now I'm sitting on top of the table for now. I think where I'll probably finish the season will probably be in second. I think second or third, somewhere around there. I don't think I'll be any lower than that. I think everyone else below me, I don't know if they will catch up per se.
All right.
So, but we'll see. We'll see. Who knows? We don't know what's going to happen for the season. It's crazy. So I have been having a good season of eFootball. Just to say, I said last week, it's the current build is pretty good, and it is. I stand by that. It's still pretty good because I've been winning. So, yeah, I've been not just winning. I've been competitive. Because I have lost matches. So I've been a bit more competitive than I was in the last update. So pretty good. Anyway, that being said, let's talk about some Tele. And I'm going to just continue talking. I'm going to talk about this show that I've been watching. Right? And I say this as if I already have the show pulled up in front of me. I don't. I don't have the show pulled up.
Exactly.
I should have it in front of me. I don't. So I'm gonna just click on my show notes here, and it's gonna tell me the name. I think it's something about like I care about you or some kind of like that. Some sort of name of the sort. But just to give you guys, I guess a rundown before I pull the name up. It is a sitcom. So I've been watching this sitcom from the 90s. It is. It's very much the kind of stuff like think about a 90s sitcom.
Yeah.
It's like it's maybe 2.5 Men or something like it's a family kind of comedy though. So it's sort of like I don't know if you saw Step by Step. That was a family comedy. Then you had The Cosby Show. You had
I was thinking about that too.
Yeah, so it's like that. It's kind of like a family show, but it's just funny. It's jokes. It's laughter, and the show is basically about two sisters basically. So the name of the show is What I Like About You, and I've never seen this show. So a lot of the times when I go back and I watch 90s shows, it's because I grew up watching it, and it's like just reminiscing, going back in the past and all that kind of stuff.
What platform?
Netflix. So I've been watching this on Netflix, and this is not something I grew up with. It's starring an actress that I really liked as a teenage boy. I had like in my teens and my 20s. She was like hot. She was like, oh my gosh, I like her a lot. And that's Amanda Baines. I've seen pictures of her recently. She did not age well. Not at all. I've seen, like, when I started watching, I was like, oh my God, I remember her. She was really nice back in the day. And then I clicked on, I searched, you do the thing where you're like, let me see her Instagram. I got over there and I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just going to close this down and we'll pretend this never happened. Delete. But anyway, that's beyond the point. This is Amanda Baines when she was cute back in the day when I was, as a kid and liked her. And she's just like a teenage girl who her dad is moving to another country, and he says that she has to come with him, and she doesn't want to go. And her sister ends up saying she can stay with her, and so she stays with her sister. And it's this whole sort of relationship of her and her sister trying to like live together, because her sister is like an adult. She's got a serious job. She's proper. She she has a boyfriend, and she's building her life and so forth. And the character who Amanda is playing. She's not. She's a teenage girl running around and frolicking and doing teenage things, trying to go to parties and hang out with boys and all that kind of stuff. So the sister has to try to balance this sort of thing of like, I'm the cool older sister, but also have to be responsible for my little sister. And at the same time, with Amanda's character, it's like, oh, I'm the little sister, but at the same time, someone is coming in behind me. I can see the door opening. Oh, my sister brought me food.
Oh, nice.
She snuck in. It seems like curry in a sort of pita bread. Interesting.
Nice.
I am looking forward to eating this. So yeah. So she's trying to be like not piss her sister off for her sister to say like, "Get out of my house! I don't want you living with me anymore." Um, and that's the dynamic of the show. And she has like the best friend character who's kind of a bit of an idiot, and then you have the boyfriend character, and so forth. And it's a really nice, wholesome-ish show, right? Very nice, very funny, very wholesome. Not a, it sort of reminded me of what like 90s television was like. There was
Right.
it was just easy watching. You didn't have to think too much while watching it. There was no sort of pressure. There was no sort of anything. It was just
Yeah, and the tempo was
laughs.
probably a bit slower, maybe.
But yes, it was a slower tempo, a much better tempo. The jokes were funny. I felt like I enjoyed the jokes more, and as I said, the characters were likable. Like I enjoyed watching the
Yeah.
characters, and I watch it bit by bit. When I'm having a meal, sometimes I put it on. Alex isn't into it. It's not her thing. She's watching something else, so she watches that on her own. But sometimes the boys sit with me and watch it. Like Savvy might sit and watch an episode here. And it's just, and that's the other thing too about these sort of 90s shows is that I feel like I can watch them with my kids. Whereas a lot of the shows nowadays, I'm not sure if I should, I put on something, I'm like, ugh, not sure if I can watch this with Ty around. But with these 90s shows, I feel like I could watch it with them. Like, the other thing too, I think what really got me is how much time has passed, because in the show, like, they're pulling out VHS tapes and they're installing landlines and stuff, and I'm like, yes, this was back in my day.
There we go.
I'm just like, like when she moves in, her sister's like having a landline installed, and like she has to have a guy come over. And you're seeing a lot of old actors when they were younger, like who are, you're seeing like a lot of actors in this show, they're younger, or they've got celebrities, because a lot of times these sitcoms had like celebrities, so like they wanted to go and see NSYNC, and it's like,
exactly, yeah.
NSYNC was popular when I was a kid. Nowadays you tell a kid NSYNC, and they're like, who the hell is that?
Of course,
who's NSYNC? What is that VHS thing that they're holding? But yeah, it was such or like this the CD, the DVD getting stuck in the DVD player, because as the show goes on, they start getting new technology and stuff. So a DVD, and then it gets stuck in the DVD player, and they're like, trying to yank it out. Our kids will never understand that. At least my kids won't. They never had to deal with that kind of stuff. I've had to do that kind of stuff, Or the VHS tape getting stuck in the VHS tape, and the tape comes out, and you got to roll it back up with a pencil or something. Good times. Actually, no, the cassette was the pencil. With the VHS tape, you had to do it by hand because it was too big.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is what I've been watching. It's a good watch so far. So, as I said, What I Like About You on Netflix, it's a good watch. It is on IMDb, it's a 6.6 out of 10. I would like to say it's about that. It's a 6. It's a solid 6. It's not gonna be like the best show you've ever watched, but at the same time, it is above average in the sense that I think it's better than most of the modern sitcoms that come on now. I don't really find a lot of the modern sitcoms as funny or as palatable as something like this. I think the modern sitcoms, for me, feel like they're a bit too much on the nose. The jokes don't land as well, where something like this does. Maybe it's nostalgia. There's a bit of nostalgia in it because it is something from my childhood. And I say it as the time that it's set is when I was a kid. But it's good. It's a good watch, and I have enjoyed it. So, yeah. Check it out if you want. It's a good recommendation from me. Raj, have you been nostalging, or have you been moderning?
I would say both, actually, in one.
Okay.
Because the reason why I said that is because it's a movie that is new, but it's based on an old concept and an old movie as well.
Let's hear it.
Yeah, I'm talking about Tron. And
classic.
If you know, because the first Tron movie was released in 1982. We're talking about early 82. And Jeff Bridges had a leading role, and it's really cool. It was produced by Walt Disney Productions, and it's Jeff Bridges who plays this. I think it's important to say this because it kind of connects with what happens in this new movie. He plays a computer programmer. Transported into this digital world called the Grid, where he interacts with programs to defeat the master control program. Now, I'm not going to spoil, but I can say this: Jeff Bridges might appear in the new movie as well. Hint, hint, hint. But
Mm-hmm.
what am I talking about? I'm talking about the movie from last year, which has been received a bit, had a bit of a so-so thing going on. It's actually, let me see now. Yeah, it has a 6.1 rating on IMDb out of 10. It's called Tron Ares.
I saw
As you
six
know,
point
Ares is
two.
the, huh?
I saw 6.2. Let me just continue. No, no, no. I just thought it
No,
was 6.
I have 6.1 here. Interesting, right?
Mm-hmm.
But either way, Tron Ares, as you know, well, Tron and then Ares is the name of the war god when it comes to Greek mythology.
Mm-hmm.
And it's Ares in this case is sent from the digital world into the real world on a dangerous mission.
Mm-hmm.
He's a program, of course, and Ares is being played by
Mm,
Jared Leto. Jared
Jared
Leto.
Leto. Oh wow.
Yeah, Leto. Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And he's human, like not sidekick, but equal kind of actress. In this case, is Greta Lee as Eve Kim, and
Okay.
so that they get this. It's I'm not going to spoil it. It's kind of I knew about what I knew about this movie before, besides the universe in itself,
Mm-hmm.
was that well, it's maybe not like the best movie, but it has a lot of really good looking effects and good stuff to watch. And that was actually the case. It was some parts were really beautiful with the effects and everything, the Tron effects, if you will. And I had a good time watching it. Is it worth like watching? Well, it depends on. Did you like the first Tron? Maybe you want to follow up. Maybe you want to
Mm-hmm.
watch this. But it's not, as you said when you talked about the sitcom series.
Mm-hmm.
You can watch better movies than this, but it's 6.1 here. I give it. It's actually quite accurate. Very often, I agree with the rating on
Mm-hmm.
IMDb for some reason.
Yep.
If I would be nice, I would go up to 6.5, but it's not more than that. So it's a bit above average.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, the how should we say, the combination of the great effects and the coolness of that kind of push up the grade for the
Mm-hmm.
movie. My final saying, and also a bit of the nostalgia, especially the moment when Ares, in this case, meets you know who, but I'm not going to say the name because that's a spoiler. So, so I watched it on Disney Plus because, as I think I said before, Adam is still subscribing on Disney Plus. We can use that as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's also available if you want to rent it or watch it on Prime Video. So at least
An
from the
option.
perspective of living here in Sweden, it might change. Might be regional stuff going on. I
You
don't
know,
know.
you never know. You never
You
know.
never know. You know.
You never know. I
But
see her. I
that's
see
yeah.
Hassan Minaj is in this as well. He is quite
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
funny.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what his character is like in this.
Yeah,
This is a watch for me. I'm.
might have to do with computers. Might have to do
Hey,
with that.
it might be. I mean, I still remember how good. What was that show he did? Was it Master of None or something? That was really
That could
good.
be.
I
Mm.
think it was. No, it wasn't Master of None.
Mm.
San Minaj was in. He used to like a daily show kind of thing, like some sort
Really?
of yeah. I think he did. I'll have
Mm-hmm.
to look it up. I can't remember, but
Yeah, sure.
I remember watching him in some stuff before. He was in No Hard Feelings, which I did watch,
Yeah, right.
and I did like that movie as well.
Mm.
But yeah, Hassan Minaj is always he's quite funny. He's quite hilarious.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
uh,
this is a movie. Let me put it like this: the action and everything, and due to the fact that it's sci-fi, and
mhm.
sure, people get hurt and it's action, but it's quite. I think you could watch it probably with Thai.
You
It's
might
not.
think it's cool. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Cool. Say no more.
psh,
Say
if
no
yeah.
more. I mean, we could definitely do something like this. I could definitely get him to watch this with him. If you think it's palatable for him and his
Yeah,
yes,
from what I can remember, I didn't really find anything that was,
inappropriate. Hmm.
not more than that what they've seen before. There
Okay.
was hardly any blood at all, to be honest.
Okay. Maybe we'll watch some Tron together. Maybe we'll do some Tron this weekend. Maybe family movie night or something. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, Tron sounds
Yeah.
good. I've added it to my list now. I'll be partaking in this in my spare time. If I do say so myself. I do need to get in as much Tele time as I can before returning to the office. So
Yeah.
yes, I will.
Oh man.
It's a slow
Yeah.
coming to terms for me, but
Mm-hmm.
I will inevitably come to terms with the sad truth. Anyway, I think we've got a podcast, Rog.
Yes. Yeah, that was a good one. Yes, for sure. We have a podcast. It's time to wrap things up. I'm gonna take my little evening walk, get
I'm
some
gonna
fresh air
eat.
and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, beautiful stuff going on also
Yep.
in behind the scenes here. No, but honestly, thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, listening to what we had to say about our week and about what we have been watching and playing when it comes to video games. Take care now. Have a good one. Stay healthy, and hopefully we'll talk next week again. With that said, Muffin and out.
Beautiful as always. So that, as always, we wouldn't like you guys to. Oh, no. You can find Rog. That's the thing I need to say first. You can find Rog at the number 4 Twitter, SPLASH. He streams on a Tuesday and a Sunday. That's correct?
Yes.
See. I got this. Somehow.
Yes.
You can find me at LP Guidance, LPGARDIN, Guidance of the U, pretty much everywhere else. You can find us at Simply Binge or at Simply Binge UK, pretty much all over the places. And as always, we wouldn't like you guys to miss out on any of the episodes of That Beautiful Life podcast. Many beautiful people like you subscribe to this podcast on Castbox, Acast, Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, simplybinge.com, and elsewhere. And we're so confident you're going to like it that we're giving it away for free. So, as always, guys, this has been queued for your pleasure. It's a wrap. By the way, I feel I must say this, because I never look at a camera. You are really good at looking at the camera when we're podcasting. I am not. I'm terrible at looking at the camera. Just to let you guys know, 99% of the time when I'm looking like to the side or something, because my screen, I've got 3 screens around me. The comments is on my right hand side here. Roger's right in front of me, right here. And I look at IMDb stuff whenever we start talking about films, because then I start like, you start talking about a character and I'm like, ooh, that other character. And I click on them and I'm like, oh, okay, they've been in this film. All right, cool. So if ever you see me in the podcast looking over into this section of the screen, because I'm looking into details about films or games, that's basically it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Basically what I do.
No worries.
Basically what I do now. I've got Pragmata still on my screen because I'm gonna look a bit more into that later, and I've still got that Tron to check out. So anyway, I think I'm gonna now go eat this this curry my sister's made.
You should eat. Yeah.
We shall catch you guys in the next one. Peace. I think things have moved around on my